Religion good or evil?
Well, I don't think anything is ever completely good or completely evil. And one can all of us think of examples where people have used religion for very evil purposes. Conversely, there are also lots of examples where people have used religion for great good. Most of us are much more in the sort of muddled middle area of a mixture of good and bad and grey. And that, I think, is on the whole how religion works in most of our lives.
If religion is good, why people hesitate to say their religion? Means if I ask what is the religion, they will hesitate to say. And somebody, I'm not religious, somebody say, don't ask me.
I think in England is that society has sort of tried to work out a way of living together, and one of the ways in which it thinks it works quite well is that it doesn't want people to parade their religion, and so it's socially the done thing to keep quiet about your religion, not because you're frightened for yourself, but because you want to maintain the peace of society by not pushing your religion onto others.
Why education also fails to change the mentality when it comes to religion?
Well, that begs a lot of questions, that question. I mean, first of all, is there any need for education to change understandings over religion? And then secondly, is it something that that education can do? The education can teach you your times tables. It's not necessarily so good at teaching people's emotional and world view. I think that's a harder thing for it to do.
People does not teach values as their religion. Instead of that, they teach religion as their values and dignity.
So I think this question, it comes down, where do our values come from? I think this question comes down in a way to whether we understand that values are things that human societies construct, or whether they are things somehow out there which humans gradually come to understand and discover. I think my own personal point of view is it's somewhere in between. Now, if it is to some extent, at any rate, the case that values are out there to be discovered, one of the methods through which we might discover them is our religious practice. And therefore, our religions enable us to discover and develop our understanding of values. So I don't see that religions necessarily are a problem. However, having said that, for me personally, I think that there's a lot of reciprocity between values and religion, so that one's religious understandings get challenged by one's set of values, but then one's religious understandings in turn challenge the values that one holds.
Question: why nations forget vision of secularism when the discussion comes to religion? When especially some countries will take religion as a sensitive part rather than secularism to protect people.
If by secular one means an understanding of the state which does not favour any particular religion or non-religion, then I think that is a sort of a good thing in many ways for societies to aim for. But at the same time, that's actually an incredibly modern concept and has come about because countries discovered that they couldn't hold on to a uniform set of religious beliefs across all of their population, particularly with increased movements of different people from one region to another, bringing with them their own religions. But if you go back in time, then indeed a religious understanding was part of the identity of a nation.